As I have said, the proxy queen is unable to hold an audience with petitioners at this time. There are other affairs that require her attention.
And when will your ever-busy proxy queen see us?
Does she even intend on receiving our petitions? Or does she cast us aside like the rest of you high elves?
Many affairs compete for the proxy queen's attention. The complaints of newcomers do not rank as a matter of priority, simply put.
How dare you dismiss me, as though I was some commoner? I refuse to leave this spot until my petition is heard.
The same goes for me.
I have no time to deal with whatever issue concerns you, newcomer. I recently received word that all of Summerset faces an imminent threat from a source we believed had disappeared long ago. Of course, you must be the newcomer the Queen's cat told me about. If you really killed a sea slode, then you might be just what I need to keep the situation from completely spinning out of my control. Will you help defend Summerset? A group of adventurers volunteered to investigate the possible incursion. I received a single report that indicated they were making progress, but that was the last I heard from them. Kynar, Grog, and Miria seem capable enough, but Sea Slode... The mage Kynar radiated an air of confidence, as did the Red Guard Miria. They seemed extremely competent. The orc, though, Grog, I think he called himself, appeared to be in a constant state of inebriation. Drunk! He was as intoxicated as a Nord on festival day. I took a chance because the situation seemed desperate, and by the stars it appears that I'm going to do so again. For all our sakes, I hope you don't disappoint me too. Frankly, I thought sea slodes were just a myth. Other than the report from Razumdar, I have no solid evidence of this so-called incursion. That said, the disappearance of Kynar and the Marines I sent out has given me cause for concern. Without more information, there's no target to attack. Besides, I don't have an army at my disposal right now. The majority of our forces are committed to the continent and the Three Banners War. I must rely on the forces at hand.
How can Rigert negotiate peace if stupid high elves won't talk to him? Most excellent to be seeing you again, my bestest friend. It is me, Rigert. The Ebonheart Pact sent me to extend a branch of peace to snooty, rude, and very tall high elf peoples. Unfortunately, my mission has ended before it has even begun. The glorious pact sent Rigert to bargain with Queen Irene, to use my considerable charms to woo high elves to talk of peace and an end to the Three Banners War. I even brought gifts to bestow upon the pretty queen. But Rigert has failed. Again. These tall, skinny elves, they have so many rules. Did you know Queen Irene isn't even on Summerset? And to get an audience with her proxy queen requires some sort of proper introduction. Vindilwyn won't let me set foot in the palace without one. You would help Rigert? That makes my heart dance like young ones at a Mara's Day ball. Speak to Courtier Vindilwyn and find out how we get one of these proper high elf introductions. Remember, I brought gifts. That's sure to open a few doors. Rigert is the bestest ambassador in all of Skyrim. Sometimes I think the Nord cultural exchange was created just to take advantage of my talents and inaptitudes. I think that was the word the Thane used. Anyway, Rigert has come to end the war. The Three Banners War. Terrible business. I was drinking at the Skald King's court when I mentioned how silly it was to fight over an empty throne. Next morning, They put me on the boat and sent me here. Rigert always gets the most important missions. If we can get an audience with her, or her proxy queen, I will certainly try. An ongoing war with no end in sight can't be good for either side. Plus, Rigert can be very persuasive, especially when I bring gifts. Rigert has no idea. Vindilwin kept talking about laws and rules and customs, said a simple Nord like me would never understand. But with you to help navigate these cultural conundrums, Rigert will be having tea with the proxy queen in no time. What's to tell? Vindilwin's a self-important royal lackey who thinks her armpits smell like fresh linen. If the snooty high elves have ministers of culture, then Vindilwin is definitely their king. Go talk to her and see for yourself. Oh, such treasures I brought. Gifts that any Nord would kill for, and many have. I brought wonderments from the vaults of Windhelm, a depressing stuffed goat, Dibella's bosom knight favor, and essence of mammoth. An excellent treasure. This was King Yoren's prized pet Badir, known for her bravery. She once faced down a horde of rampaging orcs. The Skald King stuffed and mounted her for display, but found it too depressing to keep on the mantle. Something every virile man and woman can appreciate. This bust of Dibella, god of beauty and erotic instruction, holds a place of honor in many Nord bedchambers. Its presence makes nightly activities more invigorating. Iron will love it. Oh, this one is popular with maidens and matrons who can afford it. The alchemists of Windhelm crafted this expensive fragrance for use on special occasions. Who wouldn't want to smell like wet mammoth on a warm spring day, eh?
Did I see you with that Nord? You really need to reconsider the company you keep. An audience with the proxy queen for a Nord? Well, an introduction requires certain documents. A recommendation from the appropriate sapiarch, for example, as well as an audit from the divine prosecution. And perhaps a small favor for me. A crude yet accurate analogy. Get Sapiarch Tandeman to provide a recommendation, and Justiciar Rolimdel to give Rigert a legal writ validating his credentials. Then, as a favor to me, acquire a pair of tickets to Thespian Enigma's next performance. More. You newcomers just seem to want and want and want. Very well. Which of these very necessary items would you like to ask about? Tandenman is the sapiarch of foreign observations. He's Summerset's leading expert on the cultures that aren't Altmer. He's excited about the Queen's decree, as he finally gets to meet outsiders face to face. You can find him here in Alinor. You'll have to ask the sapiarch. Perform a favor of some sort, I suppose. Nothing too outrageous. Probably he'll want some help interviewing the mass of newcomers flocking to our shores. Now, if there's nothing else... Rolimdel serves as an officer of the divine prosecution, enforcing both secular and religious law. He'll provide a legal writ that confirms Rigert's diplomatic credentials. For a small favor, of course. You can find him in Lilandril. Favors are the currency of power here in Summerset, but don't concern yourself too much about it. Rolimdel will probably just want help with some minor legal matter or another. Nothing that you and the Nord won't be able to handle. Ah! The beautiful and mysterious Enigma. I am a true admirer of her work. Thespian might be the House of Revelry's best. I certainly think so. And so do a lot of others, based on the scarcity of tickets. I expect you can find her in Relenthiel. That's for you to solve. If Rigget actually wants to see the Proxy Queen, that is. Dealing with Enigma shouldn't be much different from dealing with the others. She is a high elf, after all. Favors go a long way, even at the House of Reveries.
I hope you aren't here about anything important. My schedule is completely full. I couldn't possibly squeeze you in before the mid-year Mud Crab Festival. A recommendation? I'll have you know that I don't just throw those together in a slapdash fashion. A recommendation must be researched and carefully considered. I can't be too cautious when it comes to endorsing new arrivals. Vindilween? Why didn't you say so? If you can acquire items of cultural significance from the newcomers, say something from a Khajiit, a Breton, and an Argonian, I might be persuaded to write a recommendation for Ambassador Rigget. As a matter of fact, I do. The Khajiit's name is Urjara. Exotic, don't you think? Henri Ondare is the Breton, and the Argonian calls herself Grayscale. Bring me something that belongs to them and reflects their cultures, and then we can talk.
Not now, friend. I haven't been able to secure work in this city, and I fear instead of opportunity, this land of high elves holds nothing but disappointment for newcomers such as me. Are you now? Well, I'm trying to find a job. Looks like we're both going to be disappointed. On the other hand, I do have this turtle clasp, crafted in the Breton style. I might be persuaded to give it to you, for the right price. It will indeed. Now, where did I put that? Oh, here it is. Take it and use it in good health, my friend. It was a pleasure doing business with you.
I'm in the middle of something.
Does this one regret leaving elsewhere and making the journey to Summerset? No, for Joan and Jode watch over me and bless me with health and good fortune. How can Ordra help you, friend? This one brought a few heirlooms with her, whatever could be stuffed in my carry sack. Ordra has a Khajiit navigation stone, for example. Lets me find my way even in this strange land. I couldn't part with it, though. It has sentimental value. The Sapiarch! Why didn't you say it was for the Sapiarch? Of course, Ojura will let you have this beautiful Khajiit item of cultural significance, as long as it's for the Sapiarch. Please let him know that this one was happy to comply.
I'm not sure what I expected when I decided to journey to Summerset, but it sure wasn't this. No rest for the weary and always more work to do. Forgive my lack of manners. Is there something you need? Really? Well, I didn't bring much with me, just my recipes. In fact, I just made a bowl of Ojisaka for Races the Moons. He hasn't tasted it since he left Murkmire. Mentioned he had a craving. I was about to take it to him in that sack.
There is much more I can teach you. What else do you hope to learn from me?
Courtier Vindilwyn was kind enough to tell me who she sent you to perform favors for. I've been sitting here drinking and having a most pleasant conversation with Sapiarch Tandemin. Were you able to acquire the items of cultural significance he requested? You did? That is most excellent, my good friend. But Rigert has an even better idea. We should also give the Sapiarch one of my gifts. Nothing says culture like a Nord keepsake. But which one do you think he would like best?
Something else? We can discuss the letter of recommendation for Ambassador Rigert after you have acquired the mementos of cultural significance from the newcomers Urjara, Ondare, and Grayscale. I shall await your quick return. I'm not only the Sapiarch of foreign observations, I'm also the foremost collector of artifacts from the lesser races. Thanks to the Queen's decree, I'm finally getting an opportunity to meet these interesting creatures and add to my collection.
Courtier Vindil, you did? That is most excellent, my good friend. But Rigert has an even better idea. We should also give the Sapiarch one of my gifts. Nothing says culture like a Nord keepsake. But which one do you think he would like best? I think the Sapiarch would like an item with more permanence. Unless he has a sweet onion. Sweet onions love perfume. Oh, and by sweet onion, I mean a lover. No, the Sapiarch doesn't strike me as someone who would appreciate perfume. Try again. While the stuffed goat has sentimental value, it doesn't quite strike me as the perfect Nord cultural gift for the Sapiarch. Perhaps you can make another suggestion, my friend. Interesting. The Night Favor depicts a beloved Nord god. It is solid and will last forever. And it might help the Sapiarch if he ever finds a sweet onion. And by sweet onion, Rigert means a lover. A perfect choice. Friend Sapiarch, here are the cultural items you asked for, along with a gift from Rigert. A Nord Night Favor.
That's everything I wanted, plus an arousing example of Nord erotica. Thank you. Here is the official letter of recommendation you requested.
Who knew getting an introduction would be so complicated? You perform the favors, and Rigert will wait for you to return. You are a good friend to Rigert. We will drink mead and sing songs of battle when this is done.
Oh, you're going to love this one. I'm seeing a tiny island surrounded by... It's either water or cats. Difficult to say. Let's hope it's the cats, eh?
Milk drinker! Milk drinker! Is that really a Nord insult? How benign. And what do you want? Can't you see I'm trying to rehearse? I always have trouble with the accents of the lesser races. You need tickets, do you? Well, so does the Sapiarch of Shimmerine, the Navy's High Battle Reeve, and the Proxy Queen of Alinor. Do you know what I need? I need to figure out how to play Hildegrom, Battle Maiden of Skyrim, before the curtain rises. Ambassador Rigert? I don't believe I've had the pleasure. Well, if he can help me find Hildegrom's voice and mannerisms, I'll happily give you 2 tickets to my next performance.
Courtier Vindilwyn told me who she sent you to talk to. and Rigert always wanted to meet a famous high elf thespian. Lady Enigma, greetings and salutations from the Nord Cultural Exchange. Hildegrom? She's my favorite hero! I'm sure that one of my Nord gifts will inspire Enigma and help her find the voice of the Battle Maiden. But which one do you think will make her feel like a proper Nord? Essence of Mammoth, of course! Not only will it make Enigma smell like a proper Nord battle maiden, it will also make her irresistible to bull mammoths, snow bears, and half-drunk Nords. It's the perfect choice! Rigert has just the thing to make Enigma feel like a Nord. Essence of Mammoth.
What a powerful odor! It reminds me of mammoths charging across fields of ice and snow.
You smell like a proper Nord battle maiden now.
The stench! It makes me woozy, but also fills me with Nord bravado. How inspiring! Milk drinker! That's it! That's the voice! You've earned these tickets, Ambassador Rigert.
You know, coral's just weird sack animal bones, right? So, this is a bit like a cemetery, I guess. Ugh, you do not want to know what their ghosts look like. Old cheese. I'll leave it at that.
Sometimes I wish the criminals and lawbreakers would take a holiday. Then the officers of the Divine Prosecution could catch up on our paperwork. Is there something you need, newcomer? A writ of authenticity for a Nord ambassador? That's a highly unusual request, considering that a newcomer is the one making it. The Divine Prosecution requires weeks, sometimes even months, to properly audit diplomatic credentials. Vindilwyn, she loves to engage in the commerce of favors. Very well. A cup and bowl were stolen from the Alinor Palace. Favorites of the Queen, I'm told. Recover these items, and I might be persuaded to issue Rigert a writ of authenticity. Ideas? Plenty. Proof? Nothing that would hold up in a court of law. Not yet, anyway. But I'm more concerned with recovering the items. Stolen goods usually find their way to the pirates in Waston Coraldale. I'd start my search there if I were you.
Come on, you filthy... You're no goblin. You're the first thing I've encountered that isn't a slavering beast or drooling savage. Begs the question, what you're doing out here. Did that idiot Medze send you? The fool I followed out here. I lost track of him after these wretched goblins stole my pack. Hopefully he can manage not to get himself killed long enough for me to recover our notes. Their research for Medze's recital at the Illumination Academy. I've been transcribing them for weeks. The goblins tossed them all over. Not big readers, I guess. But this tribe is bigger than I thought. What are you? Some sort of saint sent to deliver me from digging through Maluk's squalor? Well, 2 searchers are better than 1. We'll meet near the eastern exit of the Coral Splitter Caves, not too far from safety. Watch yourself. I could, but I don't know why you'd want to know. You're doing me a favor, so go on and ask. Officially, scribe. Unofficially, nanny. The man's got all the good sense of a swaddled babe. I've had the thankless task of saving him from himself ever since we arrived from Sentinel. Some epic about the great battles between the High Elves and the goblins that Medze plans to perform at the Illumination Academy. I'll admit, it sounded much more intriguing before I had to listen to Medze ramble on about it for weeks. It's either find these notes or start from scratch, and if you just spent the past few weeks fumbling through these crags with Medze, you wouldn't be asking me that. I don't know how much longer I can hide out here. Give me some good news. That's the last of them. I'm not going to give you some my savior routine, but thanks. This is not how I plan to die. Do me one last favor. It's a small one. Would you deliver those papers to Medze and tell him I quit? Look, I've had enough of Medze. The humming, the whistling, the constant attempts at rhyming. I'm not completely heartless. That's everything I cataloged on this misbegotten adventure. With it, he can finish his research.
Naliara, stay strong. Your salvation is at hand. Though, if you could call out, that would be helpful.
He's coming. I'm gone.
I finally girded myself with the courage of my forefathers. I'm prepared to add my deeds to theirs, even if it means entering oblivion itself. I will find Naliara. You, haven't seen her, have you? Naliara quit? Oh, I suppose I cannot fault her. Capture by vile goblins was simply too much for her delicate spirit. But without her records of my spontaneous, inspired verse, my recital is doomed. Oh, well, that's great. I nearly have everything I need to complete my epic of the war fought between the goblins and high elves here. All that's left is for me to uncover the site of their most pivotal battle. Come, let's make history! I mean, I just assumed since Naliara entrusted you with her notes, you were taking over her duties. You don't want to uncover a once-in-a-lifetime discovery? I have a generous stipend from the Illumination Academy to complete my work. The site is close. I just know it. Dramatic instinct. My antiquated directions said the entrance would be where two falls meet stone. Sounds more like an uncomfortable pratfall than landmark, but my guess is the site is near water. You must not frequent Daggerfall, friend. I am Medze the Maestro, king of singers, serenader of kings. I've performed songs of Sentinel at court thrice now, and I'm soon to be an honored guest performer at the Illumination Academy. Well, there's a story there. You see, in light of the Queen's decree, the Illumination Academy has been inviting guest performers from all across Tamriel for their latest conclave. And, of course, I received an invitation, so I hopped on the first boat. I was getting to that. The subject of my recital is a fresh epic of their ancient conflict with the goblins of these hills. I didn't want to just regurgitate tired verse to the world's premier scholars. I need real inspiration to impress that crowd. All the stories of Summerset describe it as an idyllic place of wonder and beauty. I'll admit it's been a much less comfortable trek than I anticipated when we struck out. But who could have expected marauding goblins in such civilized lands? Yes, but I didn't expect there to be live goblins. All the histories I've read say they were thoroughly vanquished. But it seems their tribes were not entirely pacified. Quite the oversight, if you ask me. The answers must lie in these ruins. Oh, Naliara, if only you'd waited. Hurry, let us claim the prize. Some kind of trade ledger? Oh, how mundane. It seems like the elves who built this place engaged in deals with goblins. That can't be right, can it? This looks like scouting reports. Land surveys, goblin settlements. Why was the water source of such interest to them? These look like plans for resettlement. Elven and goblin. They were proposing a land trade with the tribes. It seems the offer was refused. Oh, gods, this is terrible! This adventure truly is a tragedy. I can't use any of this! These tablets show the goblins weren't always viciously territorial. Elves and goblins coexisted, traded, until the elves wanted King's Haven Pass badly enough to betray that trust. It flies in the face of every existing account of this region. I sought a subject for heroic composition. There is no truthful recounting of this history that would flatter the elves. Sing the truth, and my patrons will loathe me. Sing a lie, and my artistic integrity dies. It's what a noble hero would do, isn't it? Self-sacrifice for the sake of the downtrodden is practically obligatory. If I don't make it back to Daggerfall, carry on my tale. Don't let my beautiful voice be silenced. You've been an able guide to heroism, keeping me on the righteous road in the face of adversity. When I sing of the divine messenger who sent me on this path, know that it's your praises I sing. Oh, I like that. The time has come for me to unsheath the quill of justice and cut an inky swath through centuries of lies. And probably book passage back to Daggerfall well in advance. Even if I'm not bludgeoned off stage by thick volumes, I'm told the Divine Prosecution is very particular about the verbiage used to present the truth. I'd prefer to receive their critiques by mail.
Hail, mighty warrior! Hail, weary traveler! Seek ye the torchlit halls of Sovngarde? You will not find them here, alas. Not, but puny elves and snow-backed wizards dwell in this place. I am bound for the Whalebone Bridge, and soon's mighty challenge. Join me! Confused? Bah! You sound like that scrawny mage Erudil. My course is plain. I must make my way to the dwelling place of my honored ancestors, to bathe my beard in mead and sing the shield-pain song of battle. Make way, or taste sky-forged steel! You would have words with that thin-legged sorcerer? Fine! You will find him in the courtyard of the gaudy elf hall up the hill. Now, if you'll excuse me, I have an adventure to return to.
No! This one is not
What are you
funny.
doing? Stop this nonsense right now. Unbelievable. Eye of Magnus, another one. That's a very convincing costume. What are you supposed to be? Some gallant hero? Trinimac in disguise? Wait, you're not one of my classmates. You really are a hero, aren't you? Thank Auriel. I need your help. I may have unleashed a powerful enchantment on the Academy. Quite by accident, mind you. There's this book, you see, The Illuminous. I stole just the briefest of peeks. Barely even a peek, honestly. More like a fleeting glimpse. It drove my classmates mad. They were all quite sane before, but now they seem possessed by characters from novels and storybooks. They're snorting like pigs, running from cats. It's lunacy. I have some ideas on how to fix this, but I need help. When I opened the book, The Illuminous, there was a great flash of light and a low growl. Or maybe a yawn. Like some great beast just woke from a deep sleep. Originally, it was full of dense text. Now, just see for yourself. I set it down over there.
Just look at these tasty piggies.
Squee! Oink, oink, oink.
Oink, oink.
You see? It's empty. It's as if the words just scampered off the page. I thought maybe the enchantment rendered the words invisible, so I tried to recover them. I used gazing lenses, Welkind revelation stones, even a bit of lemon juice. Nothing. I'm not sure. I certainly hope not. The words could be dancing around in oblivion for all I know. We should focus on the enchantment itself. If we manage to loosen its grip on some of my friends, they might be able to provide some clues.
Erudial?
You always
What are you
arrive
still
just
doing
when
here?
Raz needs you most.
Glaudia, where in Tamriel have you been?
I told you before, Glardia's gone. Look, you're so plain, Erudial. So boring.
Well, there's no need for that.
Who are you? One of Erudiel's boring friends? He's insufferable, that one. Not a scrap of drama to be found in that hollow bonce of his. An artist, a composer, a thespian par excellence. And who are you? Another boring, unimaginative, talentless brute, no doubt. You and Erudiel make quite the pair. Oh, a thrilling accusation. Drama, intrigue. Perhaps I underestimated you. You know what? I take it all back. You should stay. Every great play needs an audience. This place could use some excitement.
I know she doesn't seem the part, but Glardier's my best friend. She was with me when I opened the Illuminus, and now she's... well, frankly, I don't know what she is. Executing this plan is going to be harder than I thought. Right. Sorry. As far as I can tell, everyone thinks they're a character from some book or another. If we can figure out what persona they've taken on, we can trick them into doing something out of character. Maybe. It's a start. You can't expect me to know everything. It's only my 14th year, for Mara's sake. I'll start with Glardier, though I must admit, I have no idea what character she's channeling. You should find some of the others. I think I saw Pavo over by the east wall. He was scrounging around on the ground. Tanelwyn was in the lecture garden. Looked like she was interrogating someone. And I heard Selinia yelling from up on the wall. Make sure she doesn't slip. Would you believe idle curiosity? No? Fine. I borrowed it from the librarian, Camley Hall, to impress Glardier. The, Library of Shrieking Terror. Borrowed? I was going to put it back. Honestly, I don't even know why we have a Library of Shrieking Terror. This is a school, for Ariel's sake. I just wanted to impress Glardier. I thought that if I showed her the book, she'd think more of me. Where do you think? Fumbling around like the rest of my classmates. I ran straight to the headmaster when I realized what had happened. But when I got there, I found him standing on his desk, swinging a broom around like an orcish cleaver. I've been asking myself the same thing. Truthfully, I'm totally unremarkable. Everyone says so. I can't imagine that I have some special quality that rendered me immune. I suppose it's possible. My mother always said I was special. I've always been very good with jigsaw puzzles, paper folding too. Do you think that could have something to do with it? Remarkable! Everyone always says I'm so dull, but you see, I've got hidden depths. Yes, of course. Goodness, we've barely even had a chance to speak about it. This is the Illumination Academy, a home for verse, prose, and near-forgotten songs. Our libraries contain all the tales of Summerset. We're caretakers, you might say. Don't be crude. We don't just organize the tales. We study and transcribe them, breathing new life into old stories, songs, plays, novels. We cherish them all. Of course, my classmates are cherishing them a little too much right now. I focus on lesser-known works, plays mostly. The works of Toldinderil, for instance. They're pretty dense, lots of hidden narrative, rich subtext, you know. People tend to avoid Toldinderal's work. They think it's... I was going to say dry, but yes, boring. They don't know what they're missing. Tales of adventure and follies are fine, but if you really want to get to the heart of the Altmer condition, you won't find better than Toldinderal.
Onward, sailors! What treasures await us!
One of you is the thief. I'll crack this case yet.
You lay yet more burdens on an already burdened brow? I stole no pies. Now off with you before I cast you into the dungeon!
Avast! Why do you pester me like this nosy wench? I've no use for lubber pies.
Careful there, friend. There's a thief about. One of these two scamps is the criminal mastermind behind a half-baked plot to steal a pie. My pie, in fact. Cut down in its crispy, gooey prime while my back was turned. Oh, goodness, no! Surely you recognize the most clever and curvaceous investigator in Tamriel. Clearly you need to read up on my escapades. Some clever writers committed a few to paper. Should be a copy around here somewhere. So, finished reading about my heroic exploits? Impressive, yes? Yes, Investigator Vale at your service. Have a puzzling crime to report? Well, I'll sort out your issue soon enough. First, I need to expose the sticky-fingered pie pilferer. It's clearly one of these two. What? Of course I am, silly. I know this seems like an unsolvable crime to the average citizen, but it's really all quite clear to me. Simply put, I'm never wrong. Proof? Why, of course I have proof. I just want these two to wriggle on the hook a bit longer. I'll reveal the identity of the thief soon enough.
You lay yet more burdens on an already burdened brow? I stole no pies. Now off with you before I cast you into the dungeon! Pie? I can't trouble myself with such trifling matters. I have a kingdom to look after, and a churlish child to wrangle. I stole no pies. It was clearly the pirate over there. I have no idea how. I never saw the scoundrel leave. What? You want me to believe that Investigator Vale got this wrong? Ha! Preposterous! The pirate's to blame. Just look at all these crumbs! Only a sloppy mariner would make such a mess. Yes? Look, they're everywhere! Leading off into the bushes, it seems. Why that scallywag stole off into the bushes, I don't know. But you can't expect a weary sovereign to understand the mind of a criminal.
Avast! Why do you pester me like this nosy wench? I've no use for lubber pies. That slippery Breton must have taken it. Believe me, I know a thief when I see one, and that little twerp is guilty as they come. Must be mighty quick, though. I barely took me eyes off the rascal, and these eyes are as sharp as fish hooks, see? No! Not possible! Investigator Vale said one of us is guilty, and it weren't me! She's clever as a one-eyed shark, that one. Vale's never wrong. Never! I saw a flash of brown fur out of the corner of me eye, quick as a dolphin in the wake. It was heading towards the hedgerow, I think. You don't think the Breton's a werewolf, do you?
Ah, you've arrived just in time to see me expose the pastry thief. It's quite clear that the guilty party is none other than that pirate there. The picaroon's testimony, while colourful, included the flavour of the pie, a fact that only someone who tasted it would know. Another puzzling case closed. Impressed? A dog? Of course. The fur, the crumbs. How could I have missed it? It was so obvious. No, this isn't right. This isn't how the story goes. I am Investigator Vale. I am never wrong. Wait, I hear a name. Who is Tanelwen? I am so confused. Yes, I remember now. That damned book, The Illuminous. It's to blame, isn't it? I'll go check on Arudiel now. Auriel knows he'll need the help. Thank you, my friend. Being a sultry detective was uncomfortable. Let's see if Arudiel has found a solution.
Does that mean we aren't in trouble?
I don't know. But now I'm hungry.
Attention! Class is now in session.
Five Claw. You always arrive just when Raz needs you most.
I can't for the life of me figure out Gladia's persona. She's clearly some sort of troubadour, or a playwright, perhaps. We'll sort it out. We have to.
There you are. I have wonderful news. Maybe. The book, it changed. I was examining the book again, trying to see if there was anything I missed. Then, lines of text started appearing on the page right before my eyes. I know! She just returned. How did you manage it? So my plan works. I knew it would. Well, maybe not knew. Strongly suspected. I don't mean to be vain. Oh, never mind. I think the book is responding to what you did somehow. Just take a look. Gladia's persona seems tied to the Illuminous in a more explicit way than the others, but I still haven't managed to identify her character. We're making progress, though, I think. Freeing my friends is clearly angering whatever force is driving this. If the Illuminous grows angry enough, maybe the force behind it will reveal itself. How's that for a plan? That wasn't rhetorical. Is this? This is an atrocious plan, isn't it? Have you found Selenia yet? Check the Academy walls. I thought I saw her up there. It's ironic. She normally hates heights. Get her down and perhaps we can make a bit more headway here.
Please, won't you help a poor soul like me?
Oh, come on! Jump! It's fun! I want to see if you bounce!
I am. I'll show you. Right. I'm not afraid.
Who are you? Come to jump too? Well, you'll have to wait. My little friend here is just about to take the plunge.
Selling, buying,
Hello. Come to join in my adventures? Or maybe you mean to scold me like the mean old workers. I hope not. I could use a new playmate. Torchbug's fun, but a little strange. He's my best friend. Just over there, see? He always has the funniest ideas, but sometimes he says things that crinkle my carapace. Still, he's always good for an adventure. Sitting in the mines is so boring. A game! A guessing game! Yes! Here are some hints. I have 8 spindly legs, cute little mandibles, and a thirst for adventure. Stumped? Ha! There's a book that might give you a clue. Must be around here somewhere. So, can you guess who I am? Yes, yes, you got it! I am the most fearless adventurer on 8 legs. Nothing scares me, nothing. Not a thing! Not even those big hairy spiders in the garden. Definitely not those. Scribs aren't afraid of spiders, not one bit.
No! Stay back! Foul beast! You always arrive just when Raz needs you most.
It found me! Save yourselves!
Okay,
Oh,
I've
not
got this.
you again!
Watch out for the workers and the warriors. They're always trying to ruin our fun.
You aren't a Kwama, but I'd watch you fall just the same. Not having wings must be just awful.
And go! Is that a spider? Ah! No, no! Get it away from me! Oh, disgusting creatures!
Wait, where are you? Oh, you ruined it! Hey, what are you doing ruining my show? That scrib was gonna make such a delicious splatting noise! Wait, the brave little scrib ran away? I'm confused.
What is going on? It was just a spider. This
You're right. I'm brave. I'm brave and fearless and... What happened to me? Where am I? Mara, help me. Were we up on the walls? A Rudil? It was that damned book, wasn't it? The Illuminus? I told him to leave that thing be. Just had to put on a show for Gladir, didn't he? Ugh. Can we continue this closer to the ground? I still feel dizzy. You mean he's still fiddling with it? Sans price. We'd best get down there and make sure he doesn't do something foolish. I've never seen Gladir like this. Mischievous, brassy. I actually kind of like it. But don't look at me like that. We'll bring her back somehow, don't worry.
Selinia, she's back to normal. Thank goodness. How did you manage it? Oh, of course. Selinia hates those little scamps. You know, she never goes barefoot, not even in the tub. I'm babbling. Sorry. It's just like before. Another passage appeared in the Illuminus. I think it knows what you're doing. I think so. These new passages are oddly specific. Just have a look.
No! This one is not for eating!
You see? The Illuminus changed again. I don't know about you, but this is really starting to give me the shivers. Who knew a book could be so unsettling? Yes, I think Pavo is still in the grip of this... whatever this is. The last time I saw him, he was begging for alms by the Eastern Wall.
Please, won't you help a poor soul like me? Please, my lady, spare a coin for a wretched beggar? Oh, but I am wretched. Don't you see my filthy fingernails? My oozing sores? I am a victim, it's true, but not of an enchantment. No, I suffer a terrible curse. Do not ask me my name. I have none. All I have is a tale of pride and sorrow. I haven't the heart to speak it aloud. Some cruel scribe committed my woes to paper, but I can't bear to read them. This is no mere fable. It is my life. Read it, if you must. Just please, spare me the pain of hearing it. Have you come for another look at nameless sorrow? Look, then. Weedle. A name that breaks even the hardest hearts. Most people don't notice us lowly beggars, let alone learn our names. I thank you for that. But names cannot fill an empty belly. Please, mercy, spare a coin. Such generosity. Mara bless you. Have you come for another look at nameless sorrow? Look then. Have you come from Weedle? What? No, you can't do that. No mortal can see my wretched state and not be moved to pity. Unless you aren't mortal. It's you, isn't it? Blessed Namira. You've come back to free me from my torment. Oh, great Namira, sweet prince of decay. I thought I'd never see you again. Please, free me from your gifts. I can't bear them any longer. Oh, thank you. My gratitude is beyond measure. Undo what has been done, I beg you. Yes, I feel not much different, actually. What is going on? This is confusing. That was it? I don't feel cured at all. I feel the same. I'm confused. No, you must be wrong. Look! I'm covered in rags and sores. Just look at me. Look! Oh. Wait, what am I doing? Who are you? Erudiel. Yes, I remember. My frumpy, boring friend. I should find him. Maybe I can help.
I've never seen Gladia like this.
There you are. Gladia's gotten far less cheerful, and the book shifted again. I think things are coming to a head. Every time you bring someone back, Gladia's irritation grows. It started out simple enough, sneers and grumbles. But now, she's near to frothing. On top of that, there's another entry in the book. It's... well, just look at it.
Enough of this!
I've never seen Gladia like this.
You. Oh, I've had just about enough of you. My story was perfect. Perfect! And now you've muddled it up. I won't have it. Not anymore. Oh, such pride, such braggadocio! You would have made a splendid character in my story, if not for your bull-headed meddling. My name is unimportant. The play's the thing. The story! You know it well by now. You've been reading it all along. Yes! And it would have been a far better tale without you in it. Any of you, in fact. You're boring, ordinary. I need finer muses. The library! Yes, there are splendid books in there. I'll use them to weave a true tale of terror. You don't deserve this book. It's mine.
Gladia, wait!
What happened? Where did she go?
Oh no, poor Glardir. You have to stop her before she does something dangerous.
What happened? Where did she go?
She vanished. Oh, of all the luck. Where did she go? Well, that is suboptimal. She must be talking about the stacks below the Hall of Illumination. If she means to stir up trouble, there are plenty of stories down there that will let her do just that. You must hurry. Don't let her escape.
Oh, now what is all this mess? Oh my, a roguish adventurer, finally. Sorry about the mess. I usually keep things so neat. When things get dirty, oh, I get so flustered. Well, a shapely woman came prancing through. Tousled hair, firm buttocks, and oh, the bosoms. Anyway, the book sprung to life behind her. Toothsome beasts and sweaty, rugged fighters appeared in her wake. Ooh, is it getting hot in here? Oh, I've got plenty of ideas. Oh, wait. You mean to banish them? I'm such a silly thing. The creatures seem bound to their books. If you close a book and slide it back onto the shelf, that might work. Instinct. Raw, untamed instinct. If that fails, I suppose you could check the shelves. Maybe some outwardly prudish but secretly lustful archivist labeled them. Just be sure to put the books on the right shelf. These tomes seem very particular.
They are traitors to the memory of all Varys.
You just won't stop, will you? No more! Get out of my head! Is it gone? I need help. I'm free. Finally. Wait. Where am I? Yes. I remember now. The creature. It's called the Illuminated One. It feeds on stories, on conflict and drama. The more exciting, the better. I fear all this fighting and chasing and anxiety has just made it stronger. It's grown powerful enough to manifest as a material being. That makes it more dangerous. But it also gives us an opportunity to fight it. If you hunt it down and beat it into submission, it will have no choice but to return to the Illuminus.
Face me, you talentless hack. Your story ends here. Won't go back. You can't do this. My masterpiece.
Thank you for saving me, friend. I think I've had my fill of drama for a while. Time to curl up with a nice, boring cookbook.
All my classmates and professors are finally coming to their senses. Whatever you did appears to have worked. Did you really defeat this creature? The illuminated one? Thank the divines! You know, Gladir finally solved the mystery of why I was spared. The illuminated one thought I was too boring. Imagine that. I guess it pays to be dull sometimes. And to have strong allies like you. Take care, Caraval.
Ah, there's a breach here. Said he's a bit gaudy, eh? At least by mortal standards. Where I come from, this would be a little more than a prevy. I'm kidding, of course. Owen P's where I come from.
You there! Do something useful and come help me! You're a welcome sight, my friend. I could use some help to free these people. A dark entity called Keturah set a trap for a group of adventurers. It locked them in their own minds. I've established a mental link with the group, but I can't maintain it and also perform the tasks necessary to set them free. I need your help. Let me attune you to my spell. There! Now we're connected through my mental link. Find the 3 adventurers, Kanar, Grog, and Maria. When you examine them, the spell should take you into their individual mind traps. I can direct you from there. Kanar should be our first priority, though don't tell him I said that. We approach magecraft differently, but he's an accomplished practitioner of the art. He can assist us in rescuing the others, so find him and free him first. Deeper inside the ruins. Just watch out for the Yagra creatures. I've never seen them before, but they appear to come from the sea. Also, if you encounter any of the mind-trapped High Elves, there's nothing we can do for them. They're too far gone. Kynar and the others will appear to be in a deep sleep. When you get close enough, the spell I'm maintaining should transport you into their individual mind traps. Be careful in there. Thoughts and memories become real inside a mindscape. Hard to say. Each one is formed from an individual's personal memories. Plus, you'll notice Keturah's dark influence, which will only grow more prominent as the mind trap snaps shut. I should be able to contact you through the link I've established. This kind of magic is insidious. It takes control of the target's mind, as it did with the High Elves. We need to free the adventurers before it takes them too. Now get to it! The link requires a lot of energy, and I can't hold it forever. Good. The link is working perfectly. There's Kynar. You need to convince him that this is all an illusion.
The magic that went into creating this mind trap is truly remarkable. An opportunity to learn something new comes along so rarely in the realm of arcane academia. But where are my manners? What part of my memories brought you into existence? Rescue? Why in the world would I need to be rescued? I'm perfectly fine. In fact, I'm learning a great deal about mind magic and the manipulation of the mindscape. Come to think of it, I could use a bit of help in that regard. I've come to the conclusion that this mental magic operates much like a disease that attacks the mind. To prove my theory, I want you to collect samples of the invading spell particles. Do that, and I'll happily follow you back to the waking world. I'll continue to review these fascinating tomes while you collect samples of the mind magic particles. Between the two, ultimate understanding is within our grasp. Nothing important gets accomplished without some risk. I have studied many different forms of arcana in my day. To study something so alien and new, that's worth braving a mind trap as far as I'm concerned. A Psijic? Me? By the stars, no! Oriandra and I met while she was conducting some bit of research or another. We've maintained a civil correspondence ever since, despite the way she looks down upon the Mages Guild. Now get me some spell particles. Look for clouds of strange glowing particles. I gather them myself, but I just can't put these books down. Not only are they riveting, I'm sure they hold the key to understanding the mind magic. What? What does it matter? They're books full of information and knowledge waiting to be absorbed. Enough of this. Get me those spell particles.
Kynar, listen to me.
Oriandra? Why are you in my head?
There's no time for research. You need to get out of there.
And you need to ask permission before interrupting someone's thoughts. But thank you for sending me an assistant. We'll collect those samples in no time.
Just hurry before the mind trap snaps shut.
Mage is caught in my mind trap, worm! Nothing you do will change that!
Well done. Now return to Kynar and convince him to wake up.
These are perfect. Exactly what I needed. Now I can use these to... Of course! Stand back! With these particles, I can finally understand the meaning of these magnificent tomes! How dare you speak to me like that? I have a good mind to turn you into... a good mind. My apologies. I almost allowed this trap to drown me in my own thoughts. You're right. Let's return to the waking world. Thank you. I'll see myself to safety. You need to rescue the others.
Next, you need to free the orc warrior named Grog. He should be deeper in the ruins.
Hey! That wasn't just water.
No matter. It worked, didn't it?
They wonder why I drink so much.
Focus, Grog. Make your way back to Kynar and me.
Yeah, I'll be right there.
I've got Grog. You go find Maria.
There's Maria. Be careful in there. I sense her mind trap is nearly complete.
Off with you, Swit! Remember to keep your cowl low, Maria. Stay out of trouble. Be invisible. Survive. I will, Mama.
Mama! Maria's losing herself. Find items she holds dear and help her remember.
I offer you a place with us. A home, a family, if you promise to serve.
I promise, Speaker. Show me the way.
These memories represent turning points in Maria's life. The choices that made her who she is. Help her remember.
Roll! Roll if you can!
What matters is that you found your way back, Maria. You are an excellent student, and your mother would be proud of the person you've become.
Stay back. I can't remember who I am, or what happened to me. These items, I remember them. Each one represents a person who influenced me, a decision I made. I think I still have so many things left to do. I feel like I'm swimming toward the surface of a still lake, like I'm emerging from a dark cave. This place, it isn't real. I am Maria of the Redeemed Blade. I demand to be released from this illusion. That was disorienting.
Kynar, bring Maria here, please.
If you insist. I'm not fully recovered yet, though, so this is probably my last spell for a while.
Just do it. Our friend can return on...
What's wrong with her?
I think she's caught in a mind trap.
I guess I'll need to cast another spell after all. There! I've re-established the mind link. Now go save Oriandra!
Listen closely. I've maintained our link, but just barely. I used the link to anchor part of myself to you. When the mind trap sends my darker aspects against you, kill them. That will destroy the mind trap and set me free. Trust me, it's the only way.
darkest aspects! You need to destroy them! Such anger! Such hatred! I'm free. Use Kynar's link, and I'll see you in the waking world.
Oriandra, she's awake.
That's it. No more mind magic for me.
That was totally exhausting. Thank you for trusting me, and for helping me break Katora's mind traps. I couldn't have done it without you. This particular danger has passed, but I will alert my colleagues in the Psijic Order to be on their guard. I suggest that you and these others remain vigilant as well. In the meantime, take this as a token of my appreciation.
1,000 gratitudes for aiding us.
What about the mind traps? There might be more still out there.
Sounds like a task we could dig our teeth into, my friends.
Indeed. I prefer to be the hunter instead of the prey.
Someone out there? Help me out of this thing!
Finally free! Oh, sorry. No time to chat. I have to get back to Seeks. He must be worried sick.
I see that Errolthal made it back in one piece. Thank the Hist. The guild might have docked my pay if she wound up dead. More importantly, did you find the tokens of Viridia in there? Good. I'll get these tokens back to the Thieves Guild. Honestly, this is one of the smoother operations I've been a part of. Sad as that is. Maybe one day we'll do another job together. Not likely, but maybe.
Can we get moving now? I'm just itching to get to our next assignment.
The itching's probably just a symptom of the venom. Next, your flesh will start to rot off. Seen it happen 1,000,000 times.
Seeks, you're hilarious! I just can't get enough of your jokes. My skin's going to rot off. Oh, what will you come up with next?
We find more than trouble here.
Quickly, over here. You're the first soul I've seen coming out of Kingshaven. You're the first soul I've seen coming out of Kingshaven. Tell me, were there any signs of the Blackbirds at all? This is Tableau's locket. I gave it to her myself. It should hold enough of a scent for Kerr to track Stendar willing. Let's see where the old girl's nose takes her. Here, girl. See if you can find our friend Tableau. She's caught a scent. Make sure to follow close behind. I'll keep back and guard our rear.
Avast! You face Ula Fire, the thoroughly unscrupulous. Come no closer, or I shall bestow a banquet of blade work upon thy body.
I'm afraid only skewered meat is on the menu.
Wait! Don't hurt him! He's not a real bandit!
A true actor must know when to exit the stage. Farewell.
Tableau, what exactly have you gone and done? I have no idea what's happening here, but I'm sure I'm not going to like it. Go, talk to Tableau. Perhaps you can help make sense of this farce.
This certainly played out differently in my head. Well, I suppose the good news is I was never actually kidnapped and no one was hurt. All around, not so bad of a turnout. I didn't know what else to do. Manakar had cut off all contact with me when Liluen became my patron. So I took some, admittedly drastic measures to get his attention. I had hoped that he would agree to become my private guard after this. When I became an artist, I was surrounded by a new set of masks. Pleasant, smiling faces who only cared for my fame. That's when I realized how important Manakar was to me. He doesn't hide who he is, or how he feels. He truly cares about me. I understand that. I truly do. But what happiness can I find if I continue to deny my own feelings? Fame isn't worth that. It isn't worth being apart from the one I care about. Would you try to convince Manakar to rethink his stance?
Come now, let's finish this. While there's still time for Liluen to come up with an excuse. In Summerset, rising above your rank is nearly unheard of. The only ones who manage to do it are truly great artists. It's a recognition that most only dream of. I may be but a Hulkind, but I know Tableau would regret this. Sooner than she thinks. She's blinded by sentiment. My friendship isn't worth this. One day Tableau will realize all she's given up. She'll grow bitter. She'll grow to hate me. I'd rather end it now while the memories are sweet. That's all I want. I suppose you're right. Tableau has shown me nothing but kindness despite my status. Besides, she's gone through such great lengths just to see me again. If this is what she wishes, I shall continue to be by her side. Are you sure you won't regret it? Being associated with a Hulkind?
I never have. Not even for a moment. And I doubt I ever will.
They'll never accept it. You'll be mocked, shamed.
What if I am? As long as I have you by my side, we can conquer anything. You'll see.
I suppose I will, won't I?
Thank you for helping Manakar realize the truth. For now, I'll continue my art. Perhaps I'll lose some prestige, but I don't really mind. In fact, I'm actually looking forward to some peace for once. Why, they're not bandits at all. They're just my old friends from the House of Reveries. They thought it was quite entertaining to play at being bandits. Though I'm afraid Manakar may have put a bit of a damper on their fun. Well, they were real once. They disappeared ages ago, during one of their smuggling operations. It's always best to masquerade someone who's not around to unmask you.
Ah, so it seems I shall remain with Tableau after all. I'm sorry you had to get mixed up in this mess, but thank you for helping me see reason. And have no worries. I'll make sure that Tableau ends up all right.
So, standing around is a crime in Summerset?
Yes, we even have a word for it. Loitering. I suggest you learn it. I have this under control. Please keep moving. Not that it's your concern, but the Argonian has been found guilty of loitering.
She can either pay her fine for disrupting the natural harmony, or spend the night in jail. It's not really a choice by the look of her. If she'll move on without a fuss, the Kin Lords will be happy. If the Kin Lords are happy, I'll be happy. Very well. You are free to go. Just do not give me cause to regret this decision.
1,000 curses on you, Maja! Oh, noble stranger, would you help Renzir? Karnwastin has been captured by Maja, this one's former first mate. She betrayed Renzir and turned his crew against him. There is no hope left. Save your kindness. This one has 3 trade shipments scattered across the port and caches. Recover them, and he can start a new life. Maja must also be disposed of, for she will not rest until Renzir is hunted down. Renzir's most precious treasure is his wife, sweet Nubani. Last he saw, she was near our ship. This one suspects she has cleverly hidden herself, but will need help to escape. Do all this, and Renzir will make sure you are rewarded. This one should have been more suspicious of Maja from the start. Her skill as a first mate blinded him to her greed. Now Renzir only wishes to retire and live peacefully with his Nubani. The High Elves do not like to see lesser ships such as this one's humble junker docked at their ports. Therefore, many foreign ships are directed to hidden waterways to deliver their goods. Such a lack of respect for us newcomers, yes? Maormer raids are a constant threat on Summerset's coast, and the Altmer Navy is, shall we say, slow to respond to attacks on foreign ships. Renzir must take all precautions for such attacks. None know of these caches but himself and Nubani. It pains this one to speak of his precious wife when she is in such danger. You'll know her by her clever tongue and beautiful sparkling eyes. She warned Renzir many times not to trust Maja. If only he had listened to her wisdom. It all started when we ported in Karnwastin only a few days ago. Maja began to disappear deep within the caves, became irritable, angry. Then suddenly, she announced herself captain, attacked all who opposed, including Renzir. That Renzir does not know. Perhaps she found an ally, someone powerful enough to scare the crew into obeying her command. But there's more than sailors in those caves now. As Renzir ran, he saw strange fighters. Undead, perhaps. But Maja is no necromancer, nor any of Renzir's crew. However, if she did find an ally, perhaps they have such power. Evil forces lie within Karnwastin, Walker. Best to be cautious.
It's good to see you again. Thanks for rescuing me and my companions from that insidious mine trap. By the way, if you're working with these smugglers now, you should know that I've deprived a number of them of their existence. Well then, it appears that your mission has thus far been a success. Since you're here, I could use your help. My associate Grog has been captured. I need you to free him, while I try to learn everything I can about the sea slode called Kagarza. We did indeed. Turns out that Katora is just one of several sea slode terrorizing Summerset. We couldn't find the mine manipulator, but we located a necromancer in these caves. Grog went to investigate, but he failed to account for the smugglers. You continue to impress me, newcomer. I hope you made the creature's last moments particularly painful. But about Grog, he's chained up as a gift from the smugglers to appease Kagarza. Set him free while I look into the sea slode. I appreciate the effort. While I may have dealt with a few of these scoundrels, I'm not capable of eliminating an entire army of smugglers. Besides, one of us has to investigate Kagarza and the other sea slodes. Summerset is depending on us. As quietly and efficiently as I possibly can. I have no desire to get into additional altercations with either the smugglers or the sea slode's undead servitors. I'll meet you back here in this relatively safe location once we're both finished. From what I've been able to observe, the smugglers have entered into some kind of arrangement with the sea slode. They occasionally leave prisoners for the creature to toy with. Unfortunately, Grog is just the latest in a long line. A hunch, I suppose. For an often inebriated orc, he actually excels at that sort of thing. From what limited knowledge I have of the sea slodes, though, necromancy appears to be one of their favorite pastimes. I'll try to learn more once you depart.
Take me out? The fool! Submit to Kagarza! Her power is unbeatable! Ha! Do you think?
That one put up a fight, didn't they? Looking for someone. Did Renzir send you? Nubani hopes he cared to mention his wife alongside his goods. So he sends you in his stead. How touching. No doubt Renzir first mentioned his shipments. Worth enough for us to finally retire, yes? But this one fears her husband will never leave his life as a smuggler. A traitor! If only we could have such a peaceful life. No. The only thing Renzir delivers to Summerset is contraband. That's why we port within this cave. Perhaps, though, with your help, I can finally force his paw. Putting an end to this dangerous life. If you dump those smuggled goods into the sea, then his only option will be to sell our ship and settle down. What do you say? Renzir never has to know. Just one more trip, Renzir tells me. Just one more trip. But it's been 5 years, and Nubani tires of hiding in caves and waiting for night. She loves her husband, but fears he will never stop. He just needs the right incentive. Many times, loudly, repeatedly.
If we trade our ship, there will be no choice but to settle down. An honorable life in the sun is all this one asks. It's what Renzier wants too. He just needs the right push. If you're not willing to help, this one suggests you leave. There are darker forces in this cave than mutinying smugglers. Nubani will sail out of Cardweston as soon as she can. And let Renzier know she will find him soon. Maja is no necromancer, yet undead lines these shores. Strange, no? There is a powerful force at work, deep within the caves of Conweston. Something lurks in the darkness, and Nubani isn't waiting around for it to come out.
Hello? Someone there? Hey, don't I know you from somewhere? Oh, yeah, the bucket! I still haven't gotten the stink out of my favorite tunic. You can make it up to me. Get me out of these chains before the big slug notices I'm here. How do I... What the tusk do I look like? A blacksmith? Sorry, let me consider. Well, the smuggler with the key went to chat with the Slode. Said something disagreeable and I heard him scream. Body's not far. Or if you can pick a lock. Sure, I'll tell you everything I know. Right after you get me out of these chains. Look, I'm tired, I'm thirsty, and I'm in no rush to have that slimy slug get its webbed fingers on me. So go get that key. Thanks for getting me out of those chains. My wrists were starting to chafe. So, what's the plan? How do we get out of this oblivion pit? Look, I'm grateful and all that, and I really admire your tenacity, but we're not safe here. I'll tell you and Kynar everything I learned right after we get out of this place. Fine, but then we really need to get out of here. The Sea Slode's name is Kagarza, some sort of necromancer based on all the undead I ran into, but that's not all. I heard it talking to someone. A high elf, I think. Said some interesting things. Something about a cabal of some sort, multiple Sea Slodes working together. They discussed another one of the big slugs operating to the south. Said they had a way to sink the island. Can we get out of here now, please?
More intruders! Excellent! You'll be nice additions to my soldiers. See how it against my undead servants.
Try breaking free!
Thanks for retrieving Grog. He may be lazy, perpetually intoxicated, and a terrible cheat at Ancestor Draw. But he is one of my steadfast companions. Was he able to shed any additional light on the Sea Slode menace? Interesting. That corresponds with what I was able to learn. Anything else? My drunken companion usually discovers the most tantalizing secrets. Sink the island? Magic of that sort sounds as remarkable as it is terrible. Maria and the High Elf Marines headed south, following rumors of some sort of natural phenomenon. I wonder if they're related. You need to go help her. Time is of the essence. While you go south to aid Maria, I'll return to Alinor and bring what we've learned so far to the Battle Reef. It splits our forces, but I don't see any other way. Good luck, and may the stars light your path.
Renzier says you have a shipment, but no Nubani by your side. Did you not find her? Ah, this one knew it was foolish to worry. My Nubani is most skilled at sneaking away, and with Maja defeated, no one will stand in the way of our future happiness. Come now, let's complete this transaction. Hand Renzier the shipments. So, you know the truth. This one apologizes for his deception. He assures you the shipments are harmless. It's only the prejudice of Summerset which makes them illegal. Sadly, this is the only way for a Khajiit to live within this isle. But if Renzier sells his ship, he'd have no means to continue work. What life could he make for Nubani here when none desire the Khajiit? Does my love wish us destitute? Is her hate of Renzier so great? If Nubani is willing to go so far, she must truly be unhappy. How can Renzier force her to continue on with such a life? This one will use these goods to retire from smuggling, just as his Nubani wishes. Thank you for helping Renzier see reason. How could he be so blind to Nubani's suffering? In Summerset there is no opportunity for a poor Khajiit. The High Elves, they only expect the worst from us. And yet, the only life we can make is one within the shadows. Their malice quickly becomes our truth. Hardly a risky venture. The items allowed within Summerset, they are few. Certain books, foods, even perfumes are not accepted for the strangest reasons. But the wealthy who wish for these items, they have paid well for Renzier's troubles. By John and Jode, no! Renzier could never stomach such things. Maja did not agree. She wished to expand our operation, smuggle in more risky items. Renzier's refusal must have spurred her to mutiny. If only he had realized sooner! Nubani! Renzier is so pleased to see you unharmed!
Yes, this one escaped. No thanks to her coward husband.
Do not say such things when Renzier has such great news.
Good news.
The day has come! This one will give up his life on the high seas and settle down.
Truly. We will open the shop as you've always promised.
Yes? What use is Renzier for treasure when he has you by his side?
Renzier. This one has never been more happy.
Turn back to where you came, stranger, unless you want to vanish like the rest. Many of my friends have gone missing near these ruins. Rulia still holds out hope that they will return, but I am leaving this place before I share their fate. He and a few of the others have staked out a camp up on the ridge. He is foolish to stay. This place is cursed.
Quiet! Someone approaches. Is it Kandar? I can't sense him.
Disappearances are all the more reason for you to leave.
No, but sorry, stranger. My friend can't see too well anymore. She mistook you for someone we've been looking for. Things have been rough lately. More than a few of us have disappeared recently. Kanhar's group are just the latest.
They set out to search for the missing and vanished themselves. We're giving those buried ruins a wide berth now. They've stood quiet for decades, but now, new yawning sinkholes, eerie sounds at night. I don't jump at shadows, but missing people? That's a warning I can heed. If you head down there, take a look around for our friends, will you? You're a kind soul. Be careful. We've lost a lot of kind souls of late. That pushy noble, Fydor, might know something about that. He arrived not long ago, claiming to own the place. Certainly acts the part. He was friendly enough with his questions about this land, the manor, and so on. Eventually, he tried to convince us to show him around and started getting pushy when we refused, pressuring us to get off his property. He happened along after our people started vanishing, and he's got reason to want us gone. Raises an eyebrow, yeah? All I'm suggesting is maybe it's time someone started pressuring him for details. It's quiet, and usually free of nosy locals shooing us away. Too scared of the curse. There are a lot of superstitions about this place, but it was nice here. Until recently. The details vary, but they all revolve around the town being wiped out and swallowed by the sea. The sort of divine wrath stories that keep average folk from straying from their safe, comfortable lives. Nowhere else to go. The wastes, as they call them, have been a safe haven for the outcast and unwelcome for a long time. We kept to ourselves, never invited trouble. It showed up anyway. Not much. The land just opens up like a yawning mouth without warning and swallows everything above. Noises echo out of the holes sometimes. Beastly sounds, or what you'd swear were whispers.
For a place with such a terrible reputation, this estate certainly gets a lot of trespassers. You're not another layabout squatting on my land, are you? I didn't expect to find anyone living out here. I thought they could help me shed some light on the mysteries of this place. But it turns out they're just idle squatters. I guess you could call that a problem. This place barely exists outside of fables. My family kept no records of it, or our relatives here, other than our claim to the land. It took years of digging to locate these old ruins, and there's still so much more to uncover. So those vagrants say. For all I know, they're just trying to frighten me off. Their missing friends could be looting as we speak. I'm not leaving until I've searched the ruins myself. I don't mind having some company in this endeavor. Most people are barely willing to speak of this place above a whisper, let alone offer any help. Let's try to find a way inside the sunken ruins, shall we? I asked them to leave when it became clear they were up to no good. If they're trying to blame me for their friends running off, or what have you, that is utter slander. I'm not. I swear I'm as in the dark about these missing persons as you are. The only reason I haven't been to the ruins myself is because I'm not sure how dangerous things really are, and no one was willing to help me. They're outcasts, most likely criminals. My concern isn't so much about why they're here, as to what they may be doing to my family holdings. They could be using priceless records for campfire tinder for all I know. My kin feel I'm wasting my life on a footnote. My parents even threatened to disown me if I continued my search, but that only spurred me on. I want to know why this branch of the family was all but forgotten. You know how important lineage is to our people. We should have preserved everything we could about this place, but instead, nothing. I must know why this place was buried, figuratively and literally. How about through here? No, flooded. Maybe if I was a sea elf. How's it looking there? Packed with mud and debris. This breach looks promising. Take a look. Not exactly cozy, but it's not completely demolished. Let's poke around. Can't say I care for the naturalized aesthetic. Keep your eyes out for anything that may have survived the elements. Some answers. What happened to my family here? This place is fascinating. And I suppose I'm curious about the rumors. As long as I don't get murdered by vagrants in a dank cave, I'll just stick with you if you don't mind. Something about that statue catch your interest? Even in such disrepair, I can imagine how opulent this manor must have been. My relatives must have been very influential here. The whole town? That's incredible! My family has wealth and holdings, but not much in the way of titles. Why in the world would they show so little interest in our ties to nobility? That's a sound theory. Simple, but sound. There has to be something here that could reveal the truth of the matter. Let's keep searching. Damn. These papers are practically mulch. Maybe something survived. Help me look. I wonder whose chambers these were. What was their life like before they abandoned it? And why? May I have a look? Merciful Sirabane! This sounds like the Thracian plague. A gruesome disease that decimated the population of Tamriel, Summerset included. It made the Nahatan flu seem like the sniffles. Everyone here could have been wiped out. Still, most people alive had family afflicted by the plague. Why hide it? No, it was a vile creation of the Slode, brewed in their kingdom of Thras. But it's possible it harbored the first outbreak on Summerset. That can't be the reason this place was buried. finding more questions than answers. There has to be more. There has to be. Try the room across the hall. For thousands of years? Doubtful. I can see how this place may have gotten its reputation with the locals, but their fears are still unfounded. Down here! I found something! I thought I heard something down here, but the sound must have carried up from this tunnel. It looks formed by erosion. Maybe related to the sinkholes? What about you? Did you find anything else upstairs? Makes sense. The journal mentioned taking the afflicted to the family vaults. It would have been easy for the Korgrads to seal off their estate and leave the town to fend for itself. It's tragic that their compassion probably led to their downfall. Murmurs and splashing. I thought maybe one of those missing squatters was down here, but I think the sound was coming from deeper down. I don't hear it anymore. Is that a person? Hey, you there! Wait! This camp looks recent. I'll bet your missing persons just discovered that these ruins make decent shelter. I have a bad feeling about the fate of these people. Maybe they are further in the cavern. I don't think that was one of your vagrant friends. Somehow I doubt they received a warmer reception than we did. But at least we know the curse of Korgrad has been greatly exaggerated. Whoever we saw just now was a being of flesh and blood. Agreed. Much as I'd like to get to the bottom of all this, we should make finding the squatters our priority. Voices!
They are in us, Abamel Shota.
I heard it again. Be careful. Gone.
I really don't like your odds.
Look! People! Let's approach with caution.
Please
approach. We know you are here.
He seems like he wants to talk, but this whole situation has me on edge. I'll hang back for now, if it's all the same to you.
There we are. Much better, yes. Manners are easily forgotten when you're so far removed from society. Forgive the others, they are frightened. We mean you no harm. Call me Arilas. I am caretaker of this place. We all are. We led our lives in quiet, contented seclusion until the crumbling stone exposed our home to the outside world again. We are not accustomed to visitors. How long? How long indeed? I think there was a time when such things were measured. I can only say that our duty has been passed down many generations. To the saviors, it is because of their sacrifice that Korgrad lives on. We repay the lives they gave us by caring for the town in their stead. We're very protective of it, you understand. Now, might I ask what's brought you to our home? I see, I see. Our humble town would be treacherous to those who have not grown accustomed to its many twists and turns. I would not follow after them, lest you go missing yourself. You possess the Savior's compassion and determination. The last people from above we observed followed a narrow passage to the north. May you be reunited with them soon.
Go on without me. I'm going to speak with Arilas about my ancestors. I'd like to spend some time with Arilas. If these people really are descendants of Korgrad's populace, there's a lot I could learn from them. You heard, Arilas. It's dangerous deeper down. And let's be honest, I'm not going to be much help crawling through tunnels. I'm no warrior, but take a look at them. They're positively sickly. I doubt they want any trouble. More to the point, I think their saviors might have been my ancient ancestors. They may be more trusting of me than other outsiders.
This is the day we've waited for so long. The return of a living descendant. The saviors will be pleased that their sacrifice was not for nothing. They took the sickness from us, from our ancestors, at great cost to themselves. All of Korgrad would have perished, if not for them. They preserved us from the sickness of the sea. For that, we will be eternally grateful. We follow the Savior's guidance. It was their wisdom that brought us here and kept us safe for generations. Though buried, Korgrad lives. It's all we've known beyond our stories of life before. It is not so bad as you imagine. Through a narrow passage to the north. Worry not for your companion while you search. We will care for him as we care for all that the Saviors entrusted to us.
These saviors you mentioned, did they happen to be members of the family?
Oh yes, the founders and protectors of this great realm. Does the surface still speak of their great sacrifice?
In a manner of speaking. I came here to learn more about this branch of my family.
It must be fate. Korgrad opened its doors so that you could enter. Oh, I have so much to show you. Here, here. This is Nempharian, the eldest and wisest of the ancestors resting here. Yes, I can see the likeness.
Don't put me in there! Please! No! No! Save us from these monsters! Please! Get us out of here! They're killing us!
Bloodletting, I think. These cave vermin poke and prod us whenever Arilus needs something to offer his saviors. To what end? I don't know. Maybe they're vampires, or wood elves. Poor bastard. Never seen these vermin in such a frenzy. They dragged him screaming through those doors there, and sealed them shut right after. Small mercy that we can't hear what they are doing to him. When Arilus isn't bleeding us and tending to his saviors beyond those doors, he spends most of his time with whatever unholiness goes on in the tombs below. His keys may be there. Hurry and set us free before we wind up like your friend.
I guess this is a fight now.
Thousand venerations to you. They will be here soon. We have to hurry.
Bless you. I can walk, but you lead the way. We aren't free yet. We have to get out of here before those cave vermin come scurrying after us. Your friend's dead. If these saviors really are vampires, what chance do we have against them? I suppose if there's any chance, we have to try. Nobody deserves a death like this. I just hope you're right, or we'll all find out.
They will be here soon. We have... We must leave this cursed place.
Welcome to Korgrad, visitor. Such as it is. Forgive our lacking hospitality.
Shaw's bones! This is the foulest of elf magics!
Come, speak. I have not had civil company in some time. You arrive upon a momentous reunion of our filial blood. The day we have so long waited for.
bestowing on him the Korgrad legacy. He is taking the first step upon the long road to restoring this house. It will be a demanding journey that will require much sacrifice. His vitality. It will take all he has to offer to restore each of us. But if he is up to the task, he will reap a precious bounty. On the contrary, he will taste immortality as we have, but only for scant centuries, not millennia. In a few generations, our bloodline will be renewed and possess the purity needed to restore Fydur. The embalming process has already begun. When the stone is finished, we will be restored, and he will be a savior. I regret that Fydur must suffer, but his pain will be a small fraction of the sacrifice required to save Korgrad from annihilation. We are Altmer, even in this desiccated state, cleansed of our poison humors to be free of the great sickness from the sea. Now that you see the cure, imagine the disease. Thras, I had always suspected as much. The sickness bore an intent as if designed to spread misery and cruelty. To hear the Slode were involved comes as no surprise to me. It was ever present, ever penetrating. It seeped into every person, every creature, every drop of water, seeking to be quenched. The afflicted dragged themselves to corpulence with each passing day, until their bones cracked under their bulging flesh. We spare them the ravages of the terrible sickness that spread through Korgrad. In exchange, they care for us in this invalid state. So we have endured. So Korgrad has endured for longer than I can clearly recall. To be free of the disease is to be free of all humors. They offer us their tainted blood to sustain our fragile grip on life, and through sorcery, the sickness is purged. Together we flee its horrors. But there was no true escape, until now. Because he is kin, most would not debase their bodies with the blood of men. But I am beyond such concerns. The blood Arillas offered us from the outsiders was free of disease, but unsustainable nonetheless. Fydur will be different. My vain attempt to stop the sickness from spreading beyond our borders. The people rebelled against their confinement and nearly broke the quarantine. I was forced to destroy the sea walls and flood the town. To spare them and others from the gruesome death that was sure to come, or so I hoped. From that day forward, our only concerns were for our kingdom below.
How healthy you look. I barely remember the feeling of anything, really, aside from the slight ebb and flow of sluggish blood in and out of brittle veins. It was the only way. The choice was this long internment or a brief, horrid end. Our hope was to linger until we could be free of the disease. It was not a false one, thanks to that dear boy. No, it was never meant to be this long. To see hope within our reach and have it denied. We couldn't endure it. He will be well cared for. He will not be reduced to the suffering we have. You have my word.
Soon this misery will finally be at an end. I thought this day would never come. I thought I would go mad. Too long. There is little to occupy the time. The monotony. If not for Father's elixirs to quiet the mind, I think we would be no better than Arillus and his stock. Worse, no doubt. Will I even recognize the world above? I hope not. I have spent, I don't know how long, in absolute stagnation. I would welcome a walk through oblivion over this banal familiarity. Don't tell me what's to come. I want to see it for myself.
For what reason do you barge into our home, as if you have the right to trespass our lands as you please? You may believe our condition diminishes our station, but we are the rightful rulers of Korgrad. You will offer deference as such. The other trespassers? They intrude as you do, without our sanction. Aurelius ends their vagrancy and sees that they are put to use. There may be a place for them in Korgrad when their restitution and reform are concluded. The return of our pure-blooded kin means our long dormancy is nearing an end. We will soon be able to return to the world above and begin the long process of restoring Korgrad to its former glory. It will take all kinds to accomplish this. The sickness has robbed us of fruitful lands, so our servants have been reduced to eking out a savage, meager subsistence in this lightless domain. They have few interests beyond survival, and fewer interests still for continuing their own lines. It is not your right to question us. We are the law of this land, and we will be obeyed. Their crimes are minor, as is their punishment. They will have their freedom soon, unless they continue to defy us.
We must leave this cursed place.
Gods, that was I could feel my skin tightening as the stone drew the moisture out of me like a wineskin. I don't suppose you have water. My tongue is a whetstone. Right. I suppose I can keep up. I'll just lick the damp off the walls if I get woozy.
but I swear I'll rob them of theirs.
Don't let him kill us!
I wasn't worried. Were you worried?
I'd almost forgotten what kindness looks like. Thank you.
What I wouldn't give for some mead right now. Once we have our strength, we'll be leaving this damned place behind us. Promise you that. If it weren't for you, I'd have wound up a husk like those monsters, withering in that pit for who knows how long. I owe you my life.
I can hardly believe it. You found Henrig and Mindaril, but where are the others? No, you've done more than anyone ever has for us. If anyone's to blame, it's us. We survive out here by sticking together, but we let fear keep us from doing what needed to be done. Was it quick? I can see. Tortured. Why? Just for the fun of it? Gods, I'll heed curses more closely in the future. The locals were right to avoid this place.
If it weren't for you, I'd have wound up a husk like those monsters, withering in that pit for who knows how long. I owe you my life. Even now, I still feel for them. What a miserable fate. I wish it could have been different. That Korgrad might have been redeemed. I used up most of my means traveling here, but take this with my gratitude. I'll stay with these people a while longer, if they'll have me. Best to stick together, and perhaps my standing will shield them from the intolerance my kind have for Nebarah. I don't know. Too often my kin seem content to forget ugliness exists in our society. If nothing else, someone will want to know about cave people harboring the Thracian plague. I hope someone aside from Sirabane knows what to make of that. My eyes still feel like they're covered in grit, but I think I'll be back to normal with a drink and a good night's sleep. The latter might be hard to come by until we are far from this place. My name may be all the means I can lend them. I doubt my parents will offer any support. Who knows if I'll even be welcome home when I return. I might be as much a vagabond as they when all is said and done. I'll do what I can, though.
Shells, do something! I really don't like your odds.
for us. I met you. Didn't those idiots ever learn how to run properly? Whoa, hey! What are you doing in this neck of the woods? Not that you don't have a right to be here, that is. It's just, well, a griffin nesting ground doesn't tend to be the best place for a stroll. Me? Why, I just got a little lost, is all. I would have left already if not for my friends. We were separated, you see, running away from those damn beasts. I'm not much of a fighter, so I'm just hoping they'll make their way out. Really? I have to warn you, the griffins in there are quite nasty. They do anything to protect their nests from invaders. But if you're willing, I'd be mighty grateful. Even pay you for your efforts. If you find my companions, let them know to meet me by the way shrine, right down the road. And don't worry, I won't run off before you get your reward. We were on our way to Cloudrest, but must have made a wrong turn. Somehow we ended up within this nesting ground. Of all the luck. As soon as we realized where we were, a whole flight of griffins came rampaging towards us. I barely escaped. The way I see it, they're either dead or hiding. If they're dead, make sure to search their pockets, all right? I'd at least want something to bring back to their families.
I haven't run that hard in a long time. That root ass best still be by the road. She owes me for this.
I can't believe I was nearly pecked to death. Nothing is worth this sort of trauma. Oh, I'll go back to Mirinel, all right, and give her a piece of my mind. This was all her idea in the first place.
Ifra be praised. I can't believe you were able to pull that off. You're something else. And don't worry, Gwinalis told me about Aralim. It's a damn shame he had to die, but at least my other companions are safe. You did? Well, I'll be taking that. Wouldn't want it to go to waste, after all. Thanks again for all you've done. These two would have never been able to make it out, if not for you. This reward isn't much, but it's the best I can do. We'll head to Cloudrest, as soon as my companions have time to rest. I think we've got our bearings now. What? I mean... Oh, all right. After all, you did save these drag heels. We actually came here to collect some griffin eggs. I thought we could just sneak in and out, but the damn creatures must have caught wind of us. Someone hired us to grab some is all. Not sure why. Griffins aren't easy to come by, though, outside of Summerset. Perhaps our buyer plans to sell the eggs somewhere off the island, a venture that is not, far as I know, entirely legal.
Of course. It's always a good practice to keep such transactions under wraps. For all I know, you'd have run off and told the divine prosecution. I wouldn't go tattling now, though. After all, you were the one who handed me the egg.
Ooh, a spooky clipped off estate. What a fine place for a breach. All sorts of ghastly things happened here. I can tell you that. I'd shudder if I had shoulders. I'm kidding, of course. Mortal fear is hilarious.
A traveler. Don't see many wanderers out here near the Acropolis. Best give it a wide berth. There's a curse on this place. I didn't believe it at first, but once you hear that ghostly shriek, it'll make you a believer. Trust me. Ah, I see it, that look in your eye. You mean to go in there and break the curse of the Dureni Acropolis, don't you? Ah, you newcomers are an ambitious lot, I'll give you that. There's a ghost in there called L'Oreal. She's the root of it. Some folks say she was an innocent girl, buried alive by an evil sister. Others say she was a necromancer, put to the sword. Who knows? If you manage to run her off, you'll be doing all of Summerset a favor. Just don't expect us to go in after you. So, you're really going to look into this, yes? Ifra's bones, if you adventurers aren't a peculiar bunch. I've got no orders to keep you out. Not many grave robbers dumb enough to loot this place. No offense. Anyway, it's been nice knowing you. I often ask myself the same question. Should have followed my mother's advice and learned a trade. Cobbling, maybe. I would have been a fine cobbler. I digress. The divine prosecution sent us out here to make sure none of the ghosts wander off. Honestly, I have no idea. So far, we haven't seen any skeletons or ghoulies straying beyond the walls. But anything's possible, I guess. Just know that we'll be here, cheering you on from a safe distance. You are yanking my ear, right? Everyone knows the Dureni. They're one of the oldest, most powerful clans in Aldmeric history. They founded the Dureni hegemony in High Rock back in the First Era. Not many Dureni left, but their influence remains. Good question. Mara knows I'd never settle in that man-infested sty. I don't know how you manage. Honestly, I really couldn't say why the Dureni left. Some think it was destiny, that the Dureni were fated to rule over the Isle of Balfiera. Indeed. It's an ancient, weather-worn island in Iliac Bay. I've never been myself, but they say the Great Dureni Tower is so tall you could see it from the shores of Glenumbra. The Dureni keep to themselves now. I doubt they'll ever come back. What, cursed? For as long as anyone can remember. But the latest unpleasantness started a few months ago. It used to be that you'd just hear ghostly weeping every now and then. You'd feel chills, smell rotten eggs, that sort of thing. Now the place is packed with undead beasts and vengeful spirits. Can't set foot in there without some ghostly hand grabbing your ankles or some such nonsense. Ugh, gives me the creeps.
keeper. No. No, an intruder. Did you not hear the shrieks? The groaning admonitions? This is a cruel and sour place, outsider. Your beating heart mocks the dead. Who am I? I was called L'Oreal, but in truth I am sorrow given voice, agony given form. A prisoner confined to this cold, dead Acropolis for all time. You were brave to come here, but are you brave enough to seek the truth of this place? I haven't the heart to speak it aloud. I can only bear the pain through song. Even now, all these long centuries later, the taste of betrayal still fills my mouth. My soul is bound to the catacombs, sealed away in a vault of stone deep below. You carried the Keeper's golden seal. There is another, a crimson seal. It is close. I sense its presence, like a whispered accusation. Follow my voice. Find the crimson seal and place it here beside its golden brother. They will clear the path. My jailers, sons and daughters of the Direni, sworn to keep me imprisoned here. I no longer sense their presence. That gives me some small relief, at least. Did you not hear me? The sorrow robs me of my breath. I can only bear to tell you in song. I am sorry. Hear ye my tale of sisters two, bound by love and joy.
You fetcher!
The elder set sail, but the younger remained, alone with her tomes and her heartache. At length the caller came to the gates of the Direni, a fellow traveler on sorrow's road, with dark wisdom on his lips.
Until you've got your footing.
Behold, the Crimson Keeper! Keep to the oath, Seal-bearer. Do not believe her lies. She is not what she seems.
listen. Her words are poison.
Her heart is twisted. She deserves this fate.
In a big family, you have to know how to scrap. Beck, I hope you're watching. All her heart's doors closed and locked, the sister's power grew. Her gold eyes fixed on graves and tombs, the necromancer's muse. At length the eldest did return, flush with arcane might. She found her sisters, undead thralls, and wept long at the sight. Knowing death could not contain her sister's newfound power, the eldest and her dear any kin buried me alive, here screaming into the black.
You are no keeper. Don't you see what she has done? I will not let you free her.
Look at what her power wrought. Look get away!
You found me. At last. Do you see what they did to me? What they are all still doing? Is a young girl's curiosity worthy of this torment? I only wish to pass on, to be free of this place. Please, help me. You see my prison now. This circle of braziers. The Keepers would have you relight these fires to whip me back into silence. But I beg you, take up the Keeper's flame and burn my corpse. Without my body, the Durrani's cruel magics cannot bind me. The Keepers marked my body with runes of restraint before they locked me in the tomb. After I expired, my soul tried to escape. But even now, centuries later, I am tethered to that husk. If you burn away my body, you also burn these runes. Would you ask a caged meadowlark what it would do? It would fly free, feel the sun on its wings, and sing its forgotten songs. It would find the joy that it had long been denied. Revenge upon whom? The elves that locked me away are long dead. Dead and gone. Only their tombs remain. Their tombs and their descendants. It's as I said in my song. My sister and I were inseparable. Different sides of a single coin, my uncle used to say. Eventually, she set out to study with the Magisters on the Isle of Balfiera. I was left here, alone. I struggled with my craft, falling further and further behind. Eventually, I found a mentor. A black-clad sorcerer who taught me the dark arts. Necromancy. I took to it like a sparrow to the wind. Eventually, my power rivaled that of my sister. Yes, she found my mentor and I weaving spells over the corpses of our ancestors. She struck my mentor dead with a killing word, then wrapped me in searing chains. My sister wept when our kin rendered the sentence, that I would be buried alive. No, she carried out the sentence herself. Her face was the last thing I saw before they closed the lid. The Durrani feared what I would become if they executed me outright. So they constructed this arcane prison, this torture chamber. She did what she was expected to do. I have nothing more to say. I would return to that coffin. I would go back to screaming in silent horror, gazing up at the ancient scratches on the coffin lid where I tore my fingernails to pieces trying to get out. Forever. Or until some other kind soul burned my corpse prison. You followed me and listened to my tale. I know you will do what is right. We arrive at the moment of choice. Please, use the Keeper's flame on my remains and set me free. I only ask that you do what's right. I have paid my debt to the Durrani many times over. Please, just let me go. Yes! Finally! I feel the chains slipping from my shoulders. My spirit is free. Free to go wherever I wish. Oh, you have done quite a deed. Your kindness will not be forgotten. Oh, squandered. I'm sure you have many questions. I'm sorry I cannot stay to answer them. I have much to do. So much to do. Farewell.
Ah, you're back. Sorry if I seem surprised. Honestly, I wrote you off as dead the minute you walked through those gates. No offense. Brought something for me, eh? A key with the Durrani seal. What exactly did you find in there? Look, I don't know how you do things, wherever it is you come from, but here on Summerset we try not to set evil spirits loose. At least the weather cleared a bit. Here, I'll pay you for that key and we'll pretend this never happened. Fair?